Hello, savvy savers and financial enthusiasts. Welcome back to the Investing Iguana, where we navigate the jungles of finance with the agility of an iguana. I'm Iggy, your seasoned guide, here to shed light on the twists and turns of Singapore's financial landscape. Today, we're diving deep into the heart of Singapore Budget 2024, with a spotlight on a major change that's stirring up conversations island-wide: the end of special accounts for those aged 55 and older. If you've been pondering how this pivotal shift might affect your retirement savings and investment strategies, you're in the perfect spot. So, fasten your seatbelts, and let's embark on this enlightening journey together, decoding how these changes impact your financial future. Singapore's Budget 2024 introduced significant reforms to the Central Provident Fund, CPF, stirring a mixed reaction among citizens, particularly regarding the closure of special accounts for those aged 55 and above. The CPF system, a cornerstone of Singapore's social security framework, has been pivotal in ensuring the financial stability of its citizens through savings for retirement, healthcare, housing, and education. The crux of the reform centers on the closure of special accounts, traditionally aimed at retirement savings and investments, for those reaching the age of 55. This move has sparked discussions, with some expressing concerns over the lower interest rates of ordinary accounts and restrictions on fund withdrawals. Yet, it's crucial to note that funds in retirement accounts, where savings from special accounts are transferred upon reaching 55, continue to earn comparable interest rates to special accounts. When a member of the Central Provident Fund, CPF, in Singapore reaches the age of 55, a significant transition takes place in the management of their savings. The savings that they have accumulated over the years are transferred into a new account, known as the retirement account. The amount of money that is moved to this account is up to what is called the full retirement sum. This sum is not a random figure but is carefully determined based on data from the Household Expenditure Survey conducted in Singapore. The full retirement sum serves as a benchmark, indicating the amount of savings that are deemed necessary for retirement. The transfer of savings to the retirement account is done in a specific order. First, the savings from the special accounts are moved. Once that is done, the funds from the ordinary account are then transferred. This process ensures that the retirement account is funded up to the full retirement sum. However, there is a change that will be implemented starting from the year 2025. For CPF members who are 55 and older in that year, their special accounts will be closed. Any remaining funds in these accounts will be transferred to the retirement account. It's also worth noting that the interest rates offered by these accounts are quite attractive. Both the retirement account and the special account currently offer an interest rate of 4.08% per annum. This is significantly higher than the rate offered by the ordinary account, which stands at 2.5% per annum. This difference in interest rates is another factor that CPF members should consider when planning for their retirement. For individuals who are still working when they reach the age of 55, there will be changes to how their future Central Provident Fund, CPF, contributions are allocated. Normally, a portion of these contributions would have been directed into the special account. However, once the CPF member turns 55, these contributions will instead be directed into the retirement account. The retirement account is designed to hold the savings that will be used for retirement needs. The goal is to accumulate an amount equal to the full retirement sum in this account. This sum is a benchmark that represents the amount of savings deemed necessary for a comfortable retirement. Once the full retirement sum has been met in the retirement account, any further CPF contributions that would have been allocated to the special account will be diverted. Instead of going into the retirement account, these contributions will be directed into the ordinary account. The ordinary account is another component of the CPF system. It is more flexible than the retirement account, allowing members to use the funds for a variety of purposes such as housing, insurance, investment, and education. The Ministry of Finance in Singapore has provided a rationale for a significant policy shift within the Central Provident Fund, CPF, system. The crux of their argument is that savings which are readily available for withdrawal should not be accruing higher, long-term interest rates. This viewpoint aligns with a fundamental principle of finance, which states that liquidity and return rates should be proportionate. In simpler terms, if you have money that is easily accessible and can be withdrawn at any time, high liquidity, it should not be earning high returns. This is because high returns are usually associated with long-term investments, where the money is locked away for a significant period of time, low liquidity. This policy adjustment is aimed at rectifying an existing anomaly within the CPF system. Under the current system, holders of the special account could enjoy substantial returns on their savings. This is despite the fact that these savings have the potential for on-demand withdrawals once the full retirement sum has been met. The full retirement sum is a benchmark that represents the amount of savings deemed necessary for a comfortable retirement. Once this sum has been met in the retirement account, CPF members have the option to withdraw their savings from the special account. However, under the new policy, these special account holders will no longer be able to enjoy the high returns on their readily available savings. Instead, these savings will be earning a return rate that is proportionate to their level of liquidity. The changes being implemented in the Central Provident Fund (CPF) system in Singapore have a variety of implications, affecting different aspects of how CPF members manage their retirement savings. One of the key changes is that once CPF members have reached the full retirement sum in their retirement account, any future contributions that would have gone into their special account will be rerouted to their ordinary account. This is a significant shift because the interest rates for the ordinary account are typically lower than those for the special account. As a result, CPF members who have attained the full retirement sum could see a decrease in their overall interest earnings. However, it's important to note that this rerouting of contributions is not the only option available to CPF members. There is an alternative that could potentially allow them to maximize their interest earnings. This involves augmenting their retirement account to what is known as the enhanced retirement sum. The enhanced retirement sum is a higher benchmark than the full retirement sum. By augmenting their retirement account to this higher sum, CPF members can continue to earn the higher interest rate offered by the retirement account. This could result in significantly higher interest earnings over the long term. However, there is a trade-off to consider. While augmenting the retirement account to the enhanced retirement sum can maximize interest earnings, it also comes with more restricted withdrawal options. This means that CPF members will have less flexibility in terms of accessing their savings. The reform in the Central Provident Fund (CPF) system in Singapore has distinct impacts on several groups of people. Firstly, those who have already met the full retirement sum may find themselves needing to reconsider their saving strategies. This is due to the transition from the higher-yielding special accounts to the ordinary accounts. The special accounts offer a higher interest rate, so the shift to the ordinary accounts, which have a lower interest rate, could potentially affect the growth of their savings. Secondly, investors who have been utilizing their special account funds for investment purposes will also face adjustments. With the closure of the special accounts, the returns from their investments will now be funneled into either the retirement or ordinary accounts. The specific account into which the returns will be funneled depends on whether the full retirement sum has been met. This change could affect the overall returns from their investments, given the different interest rates offered by the retirement and ordinary accounts. Lastly, the reform also addresses a practice known as shielding. This practice involves CPF members keeping their savings in the special account to exploit the higher interest rates, while maintaining the flexibility to withdraw their savings. With the closure of the special accounts, this practice will cease. This rectifies a loophole in the CPF system that predominantly benefited the wealthier segments of the population, who had the financial flexibility to leave their savings in the special account while still being able to meet their financial needs. As Singapore navigates these CPF changes, the landscape of retirement planning is set for transformation. The move, while controversial, underscores a commitment to ensuring the CPF system's integrity and fairness, promoting a more equitable distribution of benefits across all strata of society. And there we have it, folks, the full scoop on the Singapore Budget 2024 and its dramatic shift in the CPF landscape. Whether you're nearing the golden age of 55 or planning far ahead, understanding these changes is crucial in navigating your financial voyage. If this deep dive has illuminated new insights or sparked further curiosity, don't hesitate to smash that like button and hit subscribe. Join our growing tribe at the Investing Iguana for more financial wisdom, strategies, and updates tailored just for you. Have thoughts, questions, or a topic you'd like us to explore next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We thrive on your engagement and are here to answer your burning questions. Until our next adventure, keep your finances savvy, your investments smart, and your future bright. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.